Weirdos, Evan Jarvix with Make Oklahoma Weirder here. It is September the 16th, Wednesday afternoon, and it's vlog time. Vlog time. This is a new t-shirt that I got recently. It's a Dr. Pants shirt. It's also available in a face mask. And already, if you're an ACM at UCO kid, you know what I'm talking about. Dr. Pants, aka David Broyles, who teaches up at the Academy of Contemporary Music. Also, recently, not so recently now, but a composition degree holder from the regular School of Music at UCO, who has been doing music for 20 years as Dr. Pants. He is celebrating 20 years and has gone through a number of phases, starting way back in the year 2000 with Feasel Day, which is an album so long that I still haven't heard it all in one sitting. And I met Dr. Pants and really came to discover Dr. Pants at Norman Music Festival, one of the first NMFs. I want to say NMF 3, NMF 4, and I was just kind of blown away that this was a band in my town who likes some of the same stuff I do and is not afraid to have fun and be weird. This is cool. And I bought an album off the spot, The Trip, which came out around that time. It's a double album slash a quadruple EP that has a lot of Dr. Pants favorites on it. And I think I also picked up the Kenny Loggins, John Cusack, the Loggins Cusack Loggins. It's the Cusack Loggins EP, I think, and all that stuff. I got some Dr. Pants buttons. I'm a bit of a Dr. Pants fanboy, which is kind of funny because we have also since played some shows together since Jarvix has kind of come around and become a thing. Dr. Pants well predates Jarvix. At the time that I was finding Dr. Pants, I wasn't even releasing my own music yet or anything, so Dr. Pants goes way back, is a near and dear music figure to my heart, but I try not to play favorites, and that's partly why you probably haven't heard from him a lot lately through me. I definitely shared some social media stuff, but this t-shirt is giving me an opportunity to talk about Dr. Pants, as well as plug a new album that he came out with a few months ago. It's called Objectional Object, and it's a total departure from all of that. I mean, this is a guy who has a song called Bigger on the Inside, which is a metaphor about Doctor Who, featured in a Doctor Who documentary. This is a guy who has been featured on the Dr. Demento show, and here he is in 2020 dropping experimental music that sounds to me almost like it came out of the mid 20th century, whenever composers were just understanding that, hey, electronic music can be classical music too. And I love that he's willing to just go for it and be experimental and indulge in that side of him, even though it's so different from a lot of what he's known for. So Objectional Object is instrumental, it's experimental, it's avant-garde, but it's not, there's a lot of sampling involved, but it's not, hip-hop sampling or anything like that. There's a lot of, instrumentation and experimentation involved, but it's not ambient, it's not noise music, though there are some noise elements. Some of it does sound kind of industrial. Lots of repetition in there, which, as someone who likes repetition on occasion, I certainly love some at-length electronic music that comes out, and also some modern classical music, like from the 80s, Philip Glass and Steve Reich and stuff. So I'm into it. I like the new stuff. It's not for everybody, but Objectional Object came out, and it's the latest Dr. Pants project. So I want to make sure that we're aware there's new Dr. Pants music, but it sounds a little different. I got to move on. I could talk about Dr. Pants forever, but Original Flow dropped a new music video. The album is coming out Friday, so it's right around the corner. He's got a Vivo account on YouTube, so you don't go to the Original Flow account, you go to the Original Flow Vivo account to check out that new music video. It's called Best Life. It's really cool, really fun, and it doesn't take itself too seriously, which I think is a really interesting is really interesting for a number of reasons. So, if you have seen Original Flow live, especially with the Fervent route, especially at a festival or something, he's really fun. He really likes to connect with the audience. He really likes to provide a good time. He really wants to make sure that you're feeling good, that you aren't, dealing with all the crap that life throws at all of us. That, here's a place where you can let it all fall away and, get in touch with not just yourself, not just music, but the people around you. He's a community guy, and that shows in every aspect of everything he does. Stuff like Color of Art and Lyricist Lounge, which, he runs as well. And I mention all of that because the album is a lot more introspective than that. It's very personal and it's very serious. And this track that he put the music video out for, which is really fun, it's 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 the last track on the album, and it's kind of like the breather that you get at the end. It's the part that lets you know it's going to be okay, and that's because there's a lot that he deals with on this album that's very personal, very raw. Anything from, it's called Black Man Kid Boy is the name of the album, and so of course it deals with race and deals with his personal experiences with other people regarding his race, both in and out of his own culture, and just his life. It's Original Flow. Um, it's Chris. It's who he is, and if you've been following him on social media, you know that there's uh, a major event in his life that continues to affect him, that gets a really big and gorgeous track towards the end. That's, I mean, I'm starting to well up just thinking about it because it's so heartfelt and it's so real. And between dealing with loss and dealing with trauma, there's some spoken word stuff on here that there's just no beats whatsoever. It's a cappella, which again, if you've seen him live, you know how powerful that can be. But it's mixed in a way that it sounds like he's in an empty room and talking to himself, and it's God. Um, yeah, it comes out Friday, and I'm not gonna talk too much more about it because I gotta move on, and I'll probably, um, yeah, my words are starting to fall apart. So, Original Flow, it's called Black Man Kid Boy, and it comes out Friday. I was able to get an early listen because I am on his mailing list, so don't forget to follow him at God, not the fir- theflowmentality.com. If you subscribe to the mailing list, all of us who are on there got secret access over the weekend, so that's how I was able to find it and listen to it. And you can also pre-order it on iTunes. That'll help him out a lot too. So just look out for that. It's a really good album. It's a really important album, and this is not the last you'll be hearing about it from me. Moving on from there, I want to talk about Bronte real quick, who sent me a music video that came out over the weekend, came out Friday, I believe, and I wrote about Bronte back in January, I think, and premiered a music video for him. This new one's a lot different, though. It's still kind of artsy, still kind of, he's still flexing that filmmaker stuff because it is a music video, and he has some filmmaker talents for sure. This is a track that is called Kaleidoscope Vision, which apparently is a medical condition, and it's also considered another name for it is ocular migraine. So the story, as I understand it, is that there was a point where he thought that he had a stroke because he was seeing stuff that was like not reality. And so this music video and this new track is like an expression and an attempt to sort of express what was happening at the time. And it's really cool. I love what he does with the colors. I love what he does with the camera and the actor who's involved. And Check it out. It's on YouTube, and there's a new album coming out next month on Judy Records, so be on the lookout for that too. Catch you next time.